Welcome to In the Zone with Chris Zander, where we talk lifestyle, entrepreneurship, self-care, and much more. So go grab a drink or a snack and come on back because it is now time to get in the zone. My guest today is a beauty queen with her work ranging in pageantry, modeling, model coaching, and hosting. Let's welcome Nashville's very own Anna Castro. How are you, Anna?
Hi, Chris. Good, and you?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Good to see you,
It's
too.
been a minute since we saw each other. I think the last time we saw each other was at a fashion show like 2 years ago.
It's been
a
that
minute.
long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good to see you. So what was life like before being a model? Because a lot of people know you as a model coaching, hosting, everything like that. What was life like before then?
Before then, I was a mom. I was a mom at 19 years old. I started modeling when I was around 21.
I guess at that time, being a mother and then wanting to model, was modeling something that you always wanted to do or just kind of fell in your lap, if that makes sense?
I did modeling when I was a teenager. And then after I got married and then I have my daughter, I really didn't think about it. It was my sister-in-law. She saw an audition and she told me, you should go. And I asked my husband and I'm like, what do you think? I don't know. and I went, and that's how everything started. I mean, I used to when I was 16, when I was a teenager, but I didn't look for it.
Got you. It just kind of fell in your lap. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you were, I guess, like a mother at that time, did you feel like, oh, it's too late for me? Maybe I shouldn't model anymore, if that makes sense. So sometimes, after you have kids, different things like that, it's like you lose your passion.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it was something new. Like I said, I did it for fun, but I never thought about it of doing it again or not doing it. It just came and I said, why not?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So you have participated in numerous pageants since the start of your modeling career in 2015, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
2015.
yes.
Okay, one being Miss International Tennessee in year 2017. Noesha Besa, I know I said it wrong. Tennessee in 2018 and California in 2019. Can you say it correctly for me?
Nuestra belleza.
Listen, yes. Okay, so from that moment, what has each experience taught you from participating in those experiences?
I think beauty pageants for me taught me on how to be comfortable with myself. When I participated in Nuestra Belleza, California, I decided that I was going to do a pageant with short hair. And I remember my coach said, you crazy.
Yeah.
Beauty pageants with short hair, it doesn't make sense. But I just wanted to do it because that was how I was feeling at the moment. And I'm like, what? Beauty pageants is supposed to be about that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm doing this for myself.
Yeah. So you talk about like learning a lot from that experience. I guess, how did it help you with your confidence? Were you always a confident person, or did it like make you more confident?
I believe and I consider myself a really confident woman. And I can definitely say that the beauty pageant made the opposite to me.
Really?
Yes.
How so?
Well, when you participate in beauty pageants, you would think that it's all about talent, that it's all about runway, and it's not. It's more than that.
So what were some of the breakdowns? Like, were people saying things rude to you or like passive aggressive? Because I know sometimes in modeling and in pageantry, it could be cutthroat. A lot of people don't know that. So did you ever experience anything like that?
Not at all. Not at all. I just learned that I needed to prepare myself more as the inside, more as inspire people instead of just the talent, what is in the outside.
Yes.
So it did tell me to work on me inside.
Yes, because it's like on the inside, if you work on the inside, it will exude on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about helping people and being confident, not just on your looks and your talent, but also like within to help motivate other people. I love that. I
Mm-hmm.
do. I love that. Which leads to here, you have a modeling school here in Nashville, Path Academy, teaching young ladies and men, right?
Now, yeah.
You said now? Okay.
Now.
About just different skills with modeling. Can you talk about that experience in Path Academy?
It started officially 2 years ago, but I've been doing modeling for more than, I could say it, more than 10 years.
Yeah.
I did modeling and then I did beauty pageants, and you would know that it's two different things.
Yeah.
So with Pat Academy, I focus on modeling, on helping them create a portfolio and obviously work on their skills, learning everything on the industry, but also personal growth. Because I believe that I can just teach them how to walk without teaching them how to be professional, how to be kind whenever you are working with a designer. Because if you're good and you look good, but you're not professional, they're not going to want to go back to you. So that's my focus. Runway, portfolio, photo shoots, but also personal growth.
Yeah. So what have you heard from like some of your students, ways that, your academy has helped them? What ways, what are some things that you've heard from them?
I have different girls that join the academy, obviously, for different reasons. And one of them is personal growth. They feel more confidence. I always tell them, if you want to go in and pursue your career, you can. But if not, you can always keep it as a hobby. And some of them just keep it as a habit. They feel more confident. They said, well, now I know how to walk in heels and take pictures because, now social media.
Yeah. So it just builds them up. So with that being said, we live in a time where everyone thinks they're a model. Everyone is trying to be a model.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have the skill set to be a model. They don't understand the severity of what it means. What are some skill sets that one must acquire, or any attributes one must have to be a successful model, or just a model that's like trying to break into the industry?
I can talk about myself.
Okay.
About that. When I started modeling, I started by myself, and then I found a school in Georgia. So I took my time to go to Georgia for around 6 months, and I graduated from Talento Latino. And when I went to the academy, I realized that I didn't knew a lot. I was sharing a stage with other models that knew way more than me. And that didn't make me feel confident at all. So I think that joining a school or working on your skills is going to give you confidence, because you're going to find people in the industry that are prepared, that they dig to classes. And I heard my coach, my teacher, and someone else who said, if you don't have a professional picture, you cannot call yourself a model. And I mean, whenever you are in the industry, you can tell who knows really the industry and who doesn't.
So do you have like any skills for someone who maybe isn't in the industry, and even those who are in the industry, how can they best excel, if that makes sense?
What I tell my students is just to focus on them. I don't tell them to see someone else that maybe they think they do it better than them. The best thing I could say is, be true to yourself. Whatever you need to improve it. If it's your walk, if it's your poses, or if it's your communication skills, then do that. But just focus on whatever you need.
I love that. Yeah, I do. So I have to ask this, like, have to break the serious wall here. You are an Instagram queen. Like your posts, like you don't be playing, like posing, all of that. What are some skills that people need to know with posing? Like, what are some things you find help you? What are some things, some skills?
For sure. I mean, getting to know your body, getting to know your face, what works best for you. Obviously, the outfit and how do you feeling at the moment. Sometimes maybe you're feeling sexy, you're feeling being sweet.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just trying to give a message. So it all depends on how you feel and the location. And I would say prepare yourself whenever you're going to go out there and take a picture or video.
Yeah. Yeah. I also love how classy you are. Like you carry yourself with so much grace, integrity, and just class.
Thank
And that
you.
really exudes from your imagery. Why is that important? Especially for other young ladies who want to break into modeling, to be more classy. Because sometimes we, online we get to posting things that could be inappropriate sometimes,
Yeah.
and we think that that's gonna best sell us, but it may hinder us. What are some skills and things like that, or just advice you can give with that?
I think that has to do a lot with the beauty pageants, for sure. Because in beauty pageants, you have to inspire young ladies. And well, I'm a mom, so whatever I do, then I would like my daughter to look at me, or maybe if she feels comfortable, she doesn't like modeling, but maybe later she could say, well, that's my mom, or I want to do what she's doing. So I'm really careful on the things I do because of that. And whatever we post on social media nowadays, that's who says who we are.
Mm.
That's your portfolio. So that's what I also tell my students. They really need to be careful. What you post is who you are, how you want people to see you.
Because that's important, right?
For
Because
sure.
it's like, it's perception. And if you carry yourself trashy, people are going to think you're trashy, even though you may not even be trashy.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the downfall sometimes, is because, it is a perception. However, with social media, it's a perception. However, there's still some accuracy. So like you stated, you want to make sure you show your true authentic self in the best way if
Yeah.
you choose to.
Yeah. And of course, it's a balance because you don't want to worry about what people have to say.
Mm.
You don't, but I would say worry about what you think about yourself, not what people think, what you think. Whenever you go to
Ooh.
your Instagram and you see yourself, like, do you like who you see?
So question, that's a good statement. Do you like what you see? Has there ever been a moment where you're like, I don't like what I see? And how did you alter that?
I think working on yourself, personal growth, for me, it's everything. If I look back, maybe I could say, well, what I was thinking with that outfit.
Yeah.
But hey, at the moment, it made me feel good or confident. So now I try to work on myself and growing.
So going back a bit to your academy, what are some of the qualities that you look for in your students when making selections?
Well, like I mentioned, we have 2 years, and every time I'm a person that believes in growth. Every time, every day, I try to be better and become better. So as right now in the academy, ages are between 12 to 30. And I try my best when it comes to height because I believe there's opportunity for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But as right now, people who really want to make a difference in their life and who is responsible. Something else that I tell my students is I don't believe in talent, like I was telling you.
Yeah.
And if you look pretty, because if you're not responsible, that doesn't work for me at all. If you don't show out, if you show late, we're not going anywhere. So for me, being responsible for sure, and that you want it for sure, that you know that you're going to put your 100%.
I think a lot of people don't understand that either because they think that, again, it's the image, the exterior, but it's like the qualities that you possess on the inside. So do you have integrity? Do you show up on time? Are you honest? Are you rude to people? Like all of those different things. Honestly, that's what makes you. Even for me, when I was with an agency, I learned those skills because it taught me like, okay, yeah, so what? People think you look amazing, but your personality is what's
Mm-hmm.
gonna sell you more. It's what's
Yeah.
gonna push you forward more so than your image. What made you decide to open up an academy specifically here in Nashville? What made you see that there was a need for it here?
That's a really interesting question because when I decided that I was going to do that, my husband and I decided that we were going to leave United States, but we were not able to, and we didn't have anything at the moment. We sold our house, cars, everything.
What?
We were at our last stop, California, and I don't know, something happened. We were not able to move. And my husband said, what do you think if we just stay here in California? We didn't have anything anymore. So we were in California for almost 8 months. And my coach from Talento Latino from
Yeah.
Georgia, she told me, Anna, what are you doing over there? You should go back to Nashville and open a school over there. It has the potential and I know you can do it. So the fact that she told me that, it made me believe on myself. The importance of telling someone, hey, you know, you got this, you can do it. We did talk about it, and I used to talk about it with my husband, but I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I mean, it's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
And that's how everything started. My coach told me, go back to Nashville. Traffic, it was crazy over there and all these things. And funny things, we used to talk to a lot of people who said, oh, we're moving to Nashville. Oh, someone just moved to Nashville that I know. And my husband was like, I think we are moving back. And we did. And that's how Pat started.
Yeah. So it was like you guys kept hearing Nashville. People kept telling you Nashville. And it's just like, let's just go back and let's just see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you regret coming back?
See, this is the thing. Every time I say this, I'm like, I was just living my life over there. My husband would say, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was fun, California. But after we moved here, that was 2019. Everything changed. And then in 2020, we have the COVID pandemic, everything. And I mean, that's how everything started. Everything is for a reason.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. And I have to state this. I love what you are bringing to the Latin community here in Nashville, because I feel like there are a lot of different communities here in Nashville that don't get the spotlight, don't get the shine they deserve. And I love that you're breaking that mold and you're shaping that. Like, do you see yourself in that light at all?
I don't. I actually had someone who told me that in the kickoff party for Nashville Latin Fashion Week. And maybe, but I'm just working. I'm just doing what I like. My goal is to do what I like and to help other people get wherever they want to go.
So you're not thinking about, like, I'm trying to be this, I'm trying to be that. You're just doing the work.
Yeah.
And that's what's bringing all of the accolades and the greatness that you're receiving. I love that because it's like, I don't know. I guess I see you differently. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
And it's just like so inspiring. And I see what you're doing and how it's helping the Latin community here. And people like bring awareness to things and things that you guys do for our Nashville community. And I just love that. I don't know. It's like there's so much praise. And I feel like the hard work that you do here, like, just keep doing that because it really is paying off. And I think that a lot of people see it and they see you and what you're doing. So I have to give you that. I have to give you that.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we must talk about Nashville Latin Fashion Week. Please tell us about that. What can we expect? What is Nashville Latin Fashion Week? How did you start it? Like, just give us all the details.
Everything started with one audition. After that, I did beauty pageants. After beauty pageant, I said, this is my first baby. Um, Bella Latina Mundo.
Yes.
But I currently changed the name
Okay.
to Miss Latina Tennessee.
Got you. Okay.
And that's the first baby. It was hard. It was really hard. I remember going to places and bringing this idea in the community, in the Latin community. And I remember people saying, and who's in charge of this? Me? At the moment, I was maybe 23.
Wow.
23, 22. I'm not sure about it. And they were like, I'm not sure if you can handle this. You know, looking for sponsors, looking for things. And well, this year, it was our 5th year with Miss Latina Tennessee. And then, well, we started Pat Academy.
Yeah.
And after Pat Academy, I said, you know what? We need a fashion show. And that's how I started. I had that in mind for the past, everything that I'm telling you after the beauty pageant, I had the academy in mind and the fashion show in mind for around 2-3 years. But I was just really scared to do it. I was really scared. I think it was a big dream for me that I didn't think I was able to handle it. But after I did the academy, then I just said, I have this thing where I'm like, don't think about it. Just say, 1, 2, go for it.
Yeah.
And that's how it went. I didn't think about it. I just started it. I have my vision of, you know, bringing not only the Latin community, but everyone together.
Yes. Yeah.
Because, you know, why not? Why not? And this is our 2nd year. We have a bigger venue. We have a lot of support. And who knows where this is going to go.
Yes. I love that. Like, I love it. You said it's the 2nd year. So what can we expect differently this year than, I guess, the year before? What can we expect differently?
Well, it's a bigger venue.
Okay.
For sure. I remember last year, someone of the team said, maybe we can send an invitation to Manuel Cuevas and maybe he can come. Well, this year he's going to be closing the show. And that's something that makes us really, really happy, really proud. He's going to be there closing the show, Manuel Cuevas.
Got you. So what about the designers? What can we expect from the designs and the fashion and stuff like that?
For sure, Latin music. The vibe is totally different.
Yes.
I try to keep it that way because I want people to experience the fashion, the music. When it comes to designers, we have different type of styles. Not only to make it just a runway, but make it experience.
So I must ask you, because you talk about the importance of pretty much believing in yourself and the self-improvement, which I love. You're very big on that, as you've stated. So with that being said and accomplishing everything you have accomplished, what does it mean for you to get out of your own way? Because you talked about being 23 and having this vision, and a lot of people probably didn't believe in you because you were so young.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you stay persistent, although others may not believed in you, but you believed in yourself? Like, how did you stay persistent? What place did that come from?
I think that comes from my mother. When I was a kid, I was an immigrant. My mom brought us here. We always used to work, always, since I have memory. So being around, I remember my mom always used to tell me, come on, you can do that. You can do it. Don't say you can. You can. Do it. Try it. And all my life, all my childhood was that way. Always working with my family, and I still see it the same way. You know, my mom telling me, you can do it, you can do it.
So it's like just you never forgetting that, you remembering that, and whatever noise, internal noise, meaning like insecurities that people try to throw at you, it's like, no, I'm gonna block that out. I remember what my mom told me, so I know I can do it. I love that. That's like so inspiring. It keeps you going, you know?
It does. And obviously, for sure, for me, having faith that things are going to go right. This year, I'm having a different year, with more faith, thinking that everything is coming how it has to, and not trying to have control on the way I want it to.
Yes.
Because I can.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. So I have to fast forward. You have such a beautiful family, your husband, your daughter, like y'all are just beautiful.
Thanks.
I have to ask, like, how is that support from your husband and your daughter? Like, how does it help propel you as a businesswoman?
Well, my husband, we've been together since I was a teenager.
Gotcha. Yeah.
We decided to marry when I was 18. My mom was going to take me to Mexico, and we were like, I don't know, let's get married. Yeah. And then when we got married, we had all these dreams and everything. And when I got married, right now I can tell you this because I have let it go. But I remember being married, someone told me, being pregnant after I got pregnant, someone told me, oh, your life is gone. It's gone. Like, you're pregnant. You're not going to go anywhere. And after that, my husband also was there. So we've been supporting each other all the time. He used to sing.
Yeah.
So he used to be in the industry, and he decided to let it go. Now he's working on his company, and he supports me all the time. They don't like doing videos or anything. My daughter or my husband. I hate it.
Like, mom or wife, get that out of my face. I don't want to be on camera.
Yeah, they don't, but they support me. I did it everything. I was a host at Hard Rock Cafe for 6 years.
Yeah.
So that's the other reason why the fashion show, I try to keep it with this vibe, because I was a host.
So you know exactly like how to essentially keep the people interested. I love that. Yes, I do. I love that.
I used to do radio too. And well, my daughter was always with me because I didn't have nobody to take care of her.
Got you.
Nobody. My mom went to Mexico, and I was on my own with my husband. My husband was working. If I wanted to do whatever I wanted, I needed to bring my daughter.
Yeah.
So the support has always been there, and my daughter has always been around. Yeah. Even if she's not in camera, she's always there.
Yeah. I love that because, number one, it just illustrates that, because you got married young.
I did.
Like, a lot of people, especially like, I don't know, a lot of people talk about just different things in reference to the right appropriate age to get married versus the not right appropriate age. And there's no one way for it all, right? It's just life and what you want out of life. But what I love most is you married someone that you were familiar with, and that someone that could encourage you and you can encourage him. Right. Mm-hmm. And I think that's big. And I love that you guys have that relationship. I'm curious to know, like, I guess for just people who are dating, because obviously, like, you're giving some really good gems right now. Like, what should people be aware of when they're dating, like, to find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, you know?
Imagine these two teenagers. Well, he was 18 already.
Okay. And you were 16? Mm-hmm. Okay, 2 years. Okay.
We met when I was dancing, and he was singing in school. And I was in a friend's house rehearsing dancing. And I remember he came, and I said, look, I'm going to dance because that's what I really wanted to do, dance. And if you support me, then good. But if you don't, then this is not going to work. And he still remembers that. And that's how, I don't know, I think it came to a place where we knew that my passion for art was there, and for him too. So it's something that connects us. He doesn't try to change who I am, and I don't try to change who he is. That's really important. I believe respecting the person. Obviously, during my career, we have worked together on things that worked for both of us.
Yeah.
Because me being a model, he always get that question when he's in interviews. How do you deal with that? Why being a model and when I was a model.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I'm always around. And I used to sing, so I know how it is. And trusting each other. Because if there's no trust, I mean, it has nothing to do with the entertainment. That trust is for everything.
Yeah. So it's like, I love that. It's really paying attention to your partner and knowing, like, building that respect and trust. Because without those two, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
And especially being in the industry that you both are in, because it's like you're around different people, and especially being a model, you get people who just all over the place. They just fathom over you. If that's the correct word, they're just like, but I get it. It's just like, you have to have someone who understands that aspect of your career and you understand theirs too. I love that. So it's like, y'all are strong on the inside and not what you portray on the outside. It's like, of course, you guys are strong together when you're out on red carpets and doing events, but you guys are also strong internally, and I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
At the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because if you don't feel good with yourself in your real life, then you're not gonna give your best on whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Work, events, anything.
Yeah, I love that. And I agree. I do. What advice would you give any young woman who looks up to you and just wish to feel at least half of what you're able to feel in your life?
Thank you. I can only say to trust yourself. That's it. Just trust yourself. Don't let nobody tell you you're not capable of doing anything. Just prove them wrong. And one thing that I did learn is that it's my dream. It's nobody else's dream. So the work has to come from me, not from nobody else. And whenever you have a dream, it's yours. You are the one who needs to work for that, nobody else.
I love that. Like, I'm literally getting butterflies. You just like, that's a word. Like, seriously.
Thank you.
Because it's true. It's your dream. It's no one else's. And sometimes we get so caught up in that, you know?
Yeah. And last thing, just you have to be a really strong person.
Child.
Really strong person. You're going to have all these people just come into your life, but you need to focus on whatever your goal is.
Yeah.
And if they support you or if you can support them, then go for it. But if the connection is not there, then to the next.
So with being a public figure, I must ask you, do you ever have a lot of people who, because, you know, sometimes people see what you do, right? And they want to get connected to you because you have the connections, right? How do you weed out those people who genuinely value you, want to be a part of your life for you, opposed to the resources that you provide?
That's a really complicated question.
I go there sometimes. I tend to go there sometimes.
Look, Chris, I don't have any problem with sharing, with connecting at all. Because what you give is what you're going to get back. I love to help in any way I can. And sadly, whatever is going to come back from that person is going to go back to that person.
You're right. You're right.
I am learning to protect my energy because I can be too nice sometimes.
Yeah.
And people get confused with that. You know, I'm just being nice. I'm not dumb. I'm just being nice.
Yeah.
And it's a big difference. But like I said, I believe that whatever you give, it's gonna come back to you. So,
And that's so true because it's like, for you, you know it's genuine. For someone else that's not genuine, it's like, okay,
yeah.
well, whatever they put out, it'll come back to them. It won't even work out. I love that because that's you not taking the responsibility of someone else's, mayhap or someone
Yeah.
else's, inability to be genuine. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's like you're not wavered. Like I'm good either way. Whoever comes and they're genuine, they will receive genuine. And
Mm-hmm.
whoever comes and it's not genuine, they won't receive it. And it
Yeah.
has nothing to do with me. That is, listen, I don't know if you ever thought about this, but maybe you need to come back on In the Zone with Chris Zander because we need to do a session about that's very intuitive.
Yeah.
Your answer is very intuitive. It's from a self space of like, I'm solid in me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I also love that you're not afraid to be nice because sometimes it's like, especially in our industry, it's like people, what you see on the exterior, people think, oh, this person's so cool and nice. They are the shittiest person. And then there's some people who are like genuinely nice and people take advantage of it and they think, oh, this person's weak. But it's like, and that's something I'm working on too, like not being so nice all the time. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Sometimes I feel bad when I'm not so nice because it feels like I'm having to not be nice. And it's more of me having to understand that, no, this is a barrier for you to put up not a guard, but just be a little bit more selective, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And well, in my part, I can say I had a moment where I was just closing myself.
Mm.
And whenever you close who you are, then you don't feel good. I didn't fail myself. I'm like, I don't want to lose myself just because people don't know how to take what I'm given.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
Just trying to give myself and give the things that I like to give because that's me. You're going to give what you have inside and you're going to give whatever you are. And when I learned that, I'm like, okay, you have to be strong to realize that sometimes people is going to give you not too good things, but that has to do nothing with you. It's all them.
Because you're so strong in your being, some people may be intimidated by that or may feel threatened or inferior to it. How do you deal with that, that negative energy? You know what I mean? Because you're positive and you're more self-aware, like how do you deal with people who present that, if you know what I mean, or threatened by you? Like, how do you deal with that?
I'm going to go back to high school.
No, you're good. You're good. It's like, I've been dealing with this my whole life. I'm Anna Castro. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I used to dance when I was in high school.
Very talented. Yeah.
Thank you. And when I graduated, I had a lot of people who told me, I didn't like you when we were in high school. When I said a lot of people, I thought you were like arrogant or something, and they never talked to me. But I have always been this person that I go for what I want. I'm not trying to push nobody or nothing. I'm just focused on whatever I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I used to play soccer, but I went to dance and I was just focused on whatever I liked. So all these people after high school telling me I didn't like you, I'm like, I didn't even know you didn't like me.
I wasn't even paying you any attention.
I was not being mean or anything.
Yeah.
I was focused on myself, on what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in that dance team. And that's what I did. I mean, if people don't like me, what can I say? Maybe you see something in me that you want, then work on yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say.
I love I love how I wish I could adopt. Like I'm trying to work on that because it's like it's not that you don't care, but it's like I don't care. Like I'm not worried. Like I have better things to worry about and focus on than
Yeah.
to be focused on foolishness. And I love that you have that quality. Like that is so it's very inspiring. And it's like when you think about it, the way you put things in context in this whole interview,
Thank you.
it's very much so like it's all about you and what you choose to give your energy to.
Yeah. And like I was telling you, I was like that in high school. But after a while, I was like, wow, maybe I'm the one who's being mean. Maybe I'm the one. So I started doubting myself. And I had this moment in my life, and that was during the beauty pageants, where I was just, I don't know, not being myself.
Yeah.
And then a few years after, I'm like, wait, hold on. Thinking about high school, I was right. I was happy. I was doing what I wanted to do. And that's all that matters. Whenever you're happy, whenever you do what you like, you're not bothering anyone. You're not doing anything bad to nobody.
Yeah. Yeah. You gave so many nuggets today. And I hope those who are tuning in and watching, they are really taking it in because so much wisdom. Again, I told you guys, she's very graceful, very classy. And I mean, there's so much wisdom. Before we close out, going back to September 30th, where can people buy their tickets? Just give us a little bit more details about that because I think people need to come out and support as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, they can't miss it. September 30, Nashville Latin Fashion Week. This is our second year. There's going to be music, fashion, a lot of good people. You're gonna be able to come connect with people in the industry and just to mix with different cultures. You can go to our Instagram as a Nashville Latin Fashion Week or Facebook, and you can just go to our bio and find the link to buy your tickets there.
All right. All right. Well, before we close, Anna, I must say this. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
I have to go back. I love to give my guests respect, especially those that I've known a while. I remember the first time I met you and going back to the word class, you had so much class and you were just so, I can't even put the words to my mouth. You were so, it was like you walked into a room and you didn't have to demand it. You just owned it by just being.
Thank you. Maybe I did needed to hear that. Maybe I did.
Oh my goodness. No, that's about to make me cry because it's like, I feel that's in my heart for real.
Thank you.
Like you just had that. And I want you to continue to carry that because that's so classy. It's so graceful.
Thanks.
And I think a lot of people are missing that skill. It's not even a skill. It's internal. A lot of people are missing that. And I love that you have that because it helps people to not only set the bar for themselves and see, it's like for you, when people come in the room, they sit up. You know what I'm saying? They straighten up. And I love that. So keep that because even though it may be intimidating for some, it doesn't matter. Keep that because a lot of young girls and even young men can look up to that and see what it means to have grace and gratitude and carry yourself a certain way. And I love that. So keep that up.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So for those of you watching and tuning in today, thanks for tuning in. You can follow Anna Castro. We can't do that before you go. We got to do this. What's your Instagram? What can they follow you? They got to follow you.
It's Anna Castro Official.
Okay. Anna Castro Official on Facebook, Instagram, and do you have Twitter?
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I got TikTok.
Twitter's, yeah. That X thing, I'm not messing with that X anyway. You got TikTok though, right?
I do.
Okay, what's your TikTok handle?
The same, Anna Castro Official.
Okay, perfect. Again, thank you for tuning in today. And until next time.